The Milwaukee Bucks are genius. They recognize that they have a generational talent in Giannis Antetokounmpo, and instead of trying to go out and get him a co-star, they have just completely built this team around Giannis with tons of spacers, including Miles Turner now, and Giannis can just go out and feast. And this might have been the move all along. We could also be in the middle of a Kevin Porter Jr. breakout season once he gets healthy again. But yeah, the Bucks have pretty much just sat back and said, all right, this is Giannis's team. Let him go out there and cook, and the dude might average 35 and 15 this year. I mean, look at the spacing they now have where everybody on the floor for the Bucks shoots 40% from three. That is a scary sign now that you have Miles Turner in there. Giannis in game one went for 37, 14, 5 and had 2 turnovers in 26 minutes. Which is ridiculous. 16 of 26 from the field. Great cut right here off the KPJ pick and roll. And I'm really looking forward to getting KPJ back if I'm the Bucks. But once again, look at the spacing, and they just allow Giannis. I mean, that's baby food. Everybody in red shoots 40% from 3, and then, of course, there's Kyle Kuzma. But he's got Cam Whitmore on him, just a quick spin towards the baseline, and that is baby food. And then, once again, face-up game right here, and he goes right to the rim. That's way too easy, but once again, look at everybody in purple. They all shoot 40 or more % from 3. This Bucks team is built perfectly for the modern NBA, where you've got one guy that is simply unstoppable, and then everybody else kind of plays around him. He's too big, too strong, too good for the rest of the league right now, and I know this is the Wizards, is what you're saying, but it doesn't matter. He's too good for anybody. He's still 30 years old, so still right in the peak of his powers, and this might be the best season of his career. Leaves it short here, goes and gets it, gets the A&1. Shout out Marvin Bagley, still in the league. Here he is running in transition, the early post up, and a quick layup here off of the drop step. It's too easy for him, and then when he loads up, going in transition, good luck. Just get out of the way. It's a runaway freight train in transition. This was a travel. I agree with Scotty Barnes there. But still, easy buckets. And then right here, Grady Dick doesn't want to get in front of that. He's going to get plowed, right? 31 points, 20 rebounds, 7 assists, and a steal in 37 minutes against the Raptors. What a stat line. 11 of 14 from the field, 2 of 2 from beyond the arc, and he went 3 of 5 from 3 so far this season. So maybe we're seeing a resurgence or really a birth of Giannis's three-point shooting. He looks confident. That one was butter, but the passing is really what I want to talk about. Again, you look at the spacing here. The Raptors decided to send 2, so AJ Green is just going to slide right into the open area and knock this shot down because you got guys like Turner, Gary Trent Jr., and Ryan Rollins all surrounding him, not to mention AJ Green as well, who's one of the best catch and shoot guys in the league. Once again, everybody in green shoots 40 or more % from 3. The Bucks have 5 or 6 guys that can really shoot it from beyond the arc. The double comes, AJ Green slides right to the open spot, and that's shooting practice for him. That's a shoot around, right? He gets it out to Kuzma here after drawing the defense. Of course, Kuz misses, but he's going to have to start making that. But look, he draws 3 people. Makes the right read, kicks it to Kuzma. A little bit of a tough pass, so I'll give Kuz some of the benefit of the doubt there. But once again, as soon as the Raptors bring 2 or 3, then they go ahead and kick it, and there's always an open guy, right? Once again, with Rollins, Taurean Prince, Bobby Portis, guys that can shoot it. Cole Anthony was on last night, so he can shoot it as well. The Bucks are 34 for 84 to start the year from 3. And while it's not the best number, it's a really healthy number, right at about 38%. And it's due to these looks that they're getting. And once again, I mean, Giannis is he's shrugging 2 guys off and going and dunking it. Very similar to another 34 in NBA history when it comes to just pure dominance, just posting up Scotty Barnes. They throw it in. That is too easy. And yeah, I'm looking at it like Bobby Portis is looking at it at this point. That is scary, getting down the lane and finishing with the right hand. He's got Kuz on the perimeter. It doesn't matter. He's going to go dunk it over 2 people. And then the early pick and roll from Bobby Portis. He gets straight downhill. This man is scary good, and I'm glad the Bucks are just allowing him to cook. But now the big question is what happens in the non-Giannis minutes, because you've built this team around Giannis to be able to impact the game without the ball and to defend and knock down threes. The question now becomes, how do you score when Giannis goes out? Well, answer number 1, Gary Trent Jr. could be a piece to this puzzle. He had 20 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a turnover in 29 minutes on 7 of 15 shooting from the field, 4 of 11 7 from 3. And no, don't start laughing at me like I just heard you through my comment section, because Gary Trent Jr. is a dog, right? Last year, he averaged about 11 points per game in the regular season. This year, he's averaging about 18.5 points, 3 boards, and 3 assists in 27 minutes through 2 games, shooting 48% from the field, 41% from 3 on 11 attempts. But his true breakout came during the playoffs last year, where without Dame, he became the second option for the Bucks over the course of a playoff series, and that is extremely valuable to have a guy that you can trust in that scenario. In the playoffs, he averaged 19 points a game, 2.2 rebounds, 1.2 assists, shot 52% from the field, 50% from 3 on 8 attempts per game, and was a guy that was really the only person that helped Giannis last year in the playoffs, it feels like. Now, their X factor is not going to be AJ Green. It's going to be Cole Anthony, because Cole Anthony coming over from the Magic, they got him on a minimum contract, and he's a guy, he put up 23, 7, and 4 with 2 steals in 26 minutes last night, shooting 9 of 14 from the field and 2 of 5 from beyond the arc. However, he is extremely inconsistent. He'll have a game like this one night, and then the next night he'll go out and score 2 points in 20 minutes and go like 1 of 15 from the field and shoot you out of the game. That's why he didn't stick in Orlando, but maybe a little bit of a second berth here in Milwaukee. He essentially closed out this game for the Bucks last night, working that 2-man game with Giannis, and then right here, 4 minutes left, ripped through baseline, nasty reverse layup. That was filthy, coming off the screen from Miles Turner, gets to a spot in the mid-range and knocks it down, and then once again, working with Miles Turner, this time in the 2-man, gets down low and finishes with the left that time. So he pretty much closed that game out. On top of that, he had the pass to Trent to knock down that 3, and they're doing all this without Miles Turner even really helping at all. In game 1, he had 11 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 blocks, which was a nice stat line. Shot 4 of 12 from the field, though, and 2 of 8 from 3, which is not a nice stat line. He was not great. He hasn't been able to catch his stride so far. Now, yes, it's only been 2 games, and he does have some highlight plays, but he's a guy that can take over a game like we saw him do last year in the playoffs against Cleveland with his shot making. And then last night, he only had 4 points, 5 rebounds, and assists, and 2 blocks, and shot 2 of 8 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3. Not a good night for a guy like Miles Turner, who they're expecting to have a much larger role than just being a role player. Now, I think Kyle Kuzma needs to step up as well. Internally, they got to have a couple of guys that take leaps this year, and Kuz has been a guy that was almost a 20-point per game scorer for a season. Right, he averaged 10.5 points, 3.5 rebounds, an assist and a half, a steal and a half, and a block and a half so far this year, while shooting 60% from the field and 3.5 attempts per game. Has not made a 3 yet, which is very unfortunate for a team that really relies on people being able to stretch the floor and knock down the 3 ball. As for Kevin Porter Jr., he's another guy here that he got hurt, but I think he is going to be a guy that really steps up. KPJ and Kuz, the 2 trade line acquisitions from last year, KPJ averaged 11, 4, and about 3.5 last year in 20 minutes per game, shooting 49% from the field and 41% from 3. He's going to be a guy to really watch out for, because he's another guy that we've seen average 20 a game at a point of his career. Came in as an explosive scorer in Cleveland, bounced around, and now maybe he's found his home in Milwaukee. With that being said, though, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button, leave me a comment down below, and the subscribe button if you did enjoy at any point. With that being said, thanks so much for watching today's video.